Landing grand opening celebration. Thank you. I'd like to introduce you to our board president for Hallock Landing, Mr. Dave Flip.
Welcome to our official grand opening of Hallock Landing. This has been a long road to get here, and we're glad to have so many people come and celebrate with us. As you know, you're standing in the original high school for the city of Derby. The story of this site actually started 100 years ago when students were first taught in the old Cheeseman House, which sat where the south wing is. That's where the high school started. Then in 1915, as the student population expanded, they added on the front and the north wing. The student population kept expanded. They added on the south wing, and where we are standing now was the auditorium and gymnasium. And it existed as a high school from 1906 when the students started in the Cheeseman House, up until 1968 when the current high school was built. Then it became a middle school for about 10 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. And then it was an elementary school for its final chapter. And then unfortunately in the mid-90s, as the building aged, it was closed down because it was no longer feasible to use as a school. The building sat empty and derelict. It was vandalized heavily. The roof leaked. It was in terrible shape. And then in the fall of 2000, the Board of Aldermen issued a request for proposals for something to do with the site. And that request was answered by New Samaritan and Dave Berto. He's here somewhere. And we answered that and proposed turning this site into a housing for senior citizens, which the town readily agreed to. And then the job was actually to come up with the money. So New Samaritan and Dave submitted a grant application to HUD under the 202 program, which was accepted in about November of 2001. So we were finally on our way. The next year was spent designing the building. Henry Shadler and Associates, Henry's in the back there, the architect who designed everything. In the summer of 2003, we met and interviewed contractors, and the winning bid was from Knight Construction, represented by Mr. Dave Lehman, also in the back. And then at the end of 2003, Lincoln Senior Housing was finally incorporated to take over the management of the site. With 2004, things really got going. We obtained the necessary permits and began abatement of all the hazardous materials in the building. We actually found in the janitor's closet a report on asbestos from the 1970s, which was sadly outdated, but which showed how long that needed to be taken care of. So the fall of 2004, we did all the hazardous abatement, the asbestos, the lead paint. On September 29th, 2004, Lincoln Senior Housing officially purchased the property from the city of Derby. January 3rd, 2005, we actually started construction by demolishing the old gymnasium and auditorium. And then a long road of tearing out what we needed to, digging through bedrock in order to put a foundation for this new section in, and finally remodeling it into this great structure that you see here today. Construction was completed in this past June 2006, and we started welcoming our first residents. So that is our long process. There's a lot of people here who helped with that, and we'd like to thank those. But first, we'd like to hear a few words from our great representative, Rosa DeLauro.
Can you hear me without the microphone? Yes. All right, I have a loud mouth here. And I want to just say thank you. I'm delighted to come here. It's really wonderful, David. Thank you and Anita before you, Rich. It was this is really a very special occasion, and I'm so pleased to be joined by my colleagues here this afternoon with State Senator Joe Frisco and State Representative Dennis Clarity, State Representative Linda Gentile, people who care about what's happening in the lives of seniors. And if you don't know already, I'll just do a plug for you, Mr. State Senator Frisco, about your event for Seniors Health Event on October 19th. As I say, these are folks who serve in the State House that really want to make a difference in the quality of life of the people in our community. And I understand the mayor is going to join us, so I applaud him as well. But and especially to those who made this all possible today, the staff at the Community Action Agency, Team Inc., Lincoln Senior Housing, New Samaritan Corporation, Elderly Housing Management, Nick Construction Company. Hello, Mayor, how are you? For all of you, this is such a big day. And really what this is about, in my view, is a shared commitment and a partnership and a collaboration of people coming together to make this day possible for everyone. And it's such a great honor for me to celebrate with you the grand opening of Hallock's Landing. It's a brand new facility. Not only marks a new beginning for many seniors in the Derby community, but it represents a rebirth for what has been already described to you as a historic site, which, again, as you know, served for so many years as a school for our youngsters, from elementary level through high school. I understand that there are a couple of residents here who went to high school here a few years back. Are they in the audience here? All right! Yes. You probably never imagined that you would be back here to live, but I can't imagine any better circumstances than what we find here today. And we've only just seen this piece for the moment, and but it's extraordinary what's happened. So I am really delighted that with the help of the partnerships that you have formed, federal support of HUD's supportive housing program, that this facility is now a reality for seniors in our community. And I would just say this, I'll say it flat out, there isn't anybody in this room that doesn't know that I don't mince words. We're seeing a time when the federal commitment to public housing is on the wane. We need to encourage the federal government and speak up about having them to be continually involved in the 202 program. It is the housing program that builds housing for seniors. Asked about my mother, and God, everybody knows her. I think they vote for her when they vote for me, but that's okay. That's okay. But she's 92 years old, and she thrives on her independence. So I cannot think of a more special gift that we give to people than to ensure that our parents, our grandparents, that they enjoy a decent, a safe, affordable, quality housing in their golden years. This project speaks to what I said before as a shared belief that we owe a debt of thanks to those who raised us, who made us who we are, whether we're teachers or community organizers, developers, architects, mayors, state senators, state representatives, members of Congress. So whether it is our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, or our uncles, they should enjoy their retirement years. They deserve our respect and our commitment to ensuring that we meet their needs. This is not about bricks and mortar. This is about a vibrant, living community here today that says we want to address the needs of a rich quality of life. So I thank you for inviting me. I say congratulations to you. It is really quite a remarkable day, and thanks for including me in the celebration.
Sorry about that. Okay, next I'd like to introduce Ms. Suzanne Baron from HUD, who helped fund what you see today.
Hi everyone. My name is Suzanne Baron, and on behalf of the HUD office, we'd like to thank you all for inviting us and letting us share in your very special day here. It's days like this that I never question why I love my job. Building elderly housing is something that we treasure, and with the help of Congress, hope to be able to do a lot more in Connecticut. And just want to wish you all the best. Truly a public partner and private partnership. Again, thank you all very much and congratulations. And this is my advertisement, is that the Notebook to do new housing, such as 202, will be out right after the new year. So if your nonprofits in and around the valley are interested in doing new 202s, now's the time to really start thinking about it and securing a site like the high school to start with. And it won't always take 5 years. Sometimes it'll take 3 or 2. But in the end, it's always worth it. It really is. So I encourage you to think about more housing. I know that we need it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And our Honorable State Senator, Mr. Joe Frisco.
Thank you. Thank you. This is really a great project. I can't believe that some of the women here who are going to be residents went to school here. They look just too young. But we have a young woman here who just had her 97th birthday. Inez DeLesio. And I want to thank my colleague, U.S. Representative DeLauro, for what she does and for putting a plug in for our Senior Fair Thursday. And we do that, Judge, to be a greater service to all of you. Well, this is more than a project. This is a commitment. I sincerely believe that each generation has a commitment to make things better for the next generation and to make life better for the next generation. And what we're doing here is making life better for a generation of people who've done so much, for Derby, for Connecticut, and for our country. We are so indebted to them. And isn't it a wonderful thing that they don't have to worry about housing, they don't have to worry about safety, that they have here a place for them, kind of a Camelot, that they could live and be very comfortable. And I think that's the ultimate that we should all strive for. Let's take in a couple of administrations, Mayor Garofalo, Mayor Staffiera, the former Board of Aldermen, the present Board of Aldermen, who all made this possible. And there's no Democrats or Republicans, it's just what's best for the people in the city of Derby. So thank you very much.
Our State Representative, Linda Gentile.
Thank you, David. Good afternoon, everybody. It just seems like just a few months ago, back in the winter time, when I was here with David and Senator Frisco touring the building when construction first started. And at that time, I thought to myself, gee, this is really going to be a nice facility. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong. It's not a nice facility. This is a beautiful facility, and you now have a beautiful place to live. And everybody that had a part in that needs to be thanked. And I'm grateful that everybody was able to work together to produce that. On a personal side, I'd just like to say that my mother, before she died, she lived in public housing like this. And it was really the best years of her life. So enjoy the fellowship, enjoy the company that you have, and God bless you all. I hope you have many, many years of happy, healthy living here in Hallock's Landing.
Representative Themis Clarities.
So just tell me, this is where the delegation for, Derby and Hartford, and it's called the Beauties and the Beasts.
Senator and I have our little shtick, on the road with that. But, it's interesting that you just mentioned that because you want to talk about, we see on TV and in the newspapers every day, particularly this time of year, about all the political stuff going on, all the partisanship going on, and this is a perfect example of just the fact that we're here to do what's best for the people in our district and the people in the state. Whether it's Republican or Democrat, it really doesn't matter. Because once we leave on election day, it's just our job to help you guys as much as we can. And we can't always do everything, but when we see things like this, it makes it all worthwhile. I also wanted to mention what Representative DeLauro had mentioned about this is not about bricks and mortar. It's not about bricks and mortar. It's really about a way of life. You know, it's about improving your way of life and your quality of life as we try and do every day with, you know, kids and seniors and everybody in between. And the fact that we can see your way of life and your quality of life improving because of this, you know, makes our job worthwhile. So congratulations. Please enjoy it and have an excellent day.
And now, Mayor Anthony Staferi.
Thank you very much. First of all, I have to make a statement. I did go to school here, but I'm not a resident. But I'm getting there pretty soon. I'll get there. But this is a great moment for Derby, because this is great in many ways. The bipartisan cooperation that was gotten from the Democrats, Republicans, past administrations and new administrations, it's all for the good of our citizens. It's all to improve our seniors' quality of life. That is important. So we can have a nice, great place like this for this and more to come, hopefully. We'll beat up our legislators to get more money for us. And it's what life should be, where you could be amongst family and friends and be happy and live out the days in a good way. And I'm getting close to that time. I might be a resident here too, not too long from now. But we received a proclamation from Governor Rell, and I'd like to read it. Official statement. On behalf of the state of Connecticut, I am Jodi Rell, Governor, take great pleasure in congratulating the City of Derby and the Lincoln Senior Housing Inc. in recognition of a grand opening celebration of the newly remodeled Hallock's Landing on October 15, 2006. The renovation and reconstruction of the former Derby High School building into Hallock's Landing is a true testament to Lincoln Senior Housing's Board of Directors' dedication, commitment, and tireless efforts to raising the standards of excellence in the City of Derby and the state of Connecticut. This occasion offers us the opportunity to thank the staff and the volunteers of Lincoln Senior Housing, Inc. for their kind generosity, compassion, and outstanding contributions to the state of Connecticut. Their service certainly has reflected the highest standards of professionalism. Therefore, I am Jodi Rell, Governor of the state of Connecticut, in recognition of the grand opening celebration, do hereby officially proclaim October 15, 2006 as Hallock's Landing Day in the state of Connecticut. Jodi.
So as I mentioned, none of this could be possible without the support we received from HUD and our initial sponsor, New Samaritan Corporation. So we'd like to recognize Mr. Alan Green, who would like to say a few words as well.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for allowing us and inviting us to be the sponsor of this project. First, I'd like to recognize, this is a time when you recognize people who have worked behind the scenes. David Berto has been one whose name has been referenced already, and David, I make sure that we all recognize that you provided through your leadership and experience you were very instrumental in making this a home for a number of individuals here. Our commitment to you as your sponsor is not only to make sure that this happened, which we are seeing today, but we also want to make sure that this continues to be a safe, affordable, enjoyable environment for you to be in. And our commitment will continue through our other organization named Elderly Housing Management, and Gene Weber, who's our regional coordinator for this area. Along with our staff, will be responsible for making sure that this, as an asset and as your home, continues to be, in fact, your home for the future. We've talked about that this is a partnership. We've talked about the various relationships. But the bottom line here is that it's really an example of caring for one another. I heard that in church this morning, and I wanted to hopefully carry that message to you, that this is really an issue where an example of where a community comes together and cares for one another through a special project like this. So again, thank you for the opportunity to be with you through the development of this project, and our commitment is to continue to work with you in the future. Thank you.
Okay, in closing, I would just like to officially welcome you all again, and I'd like to add my own personal thanks to the Board of Directors. I couldn't have done this without them. They've been a great help to me, especially these last couple of months. As many of you know, I've taken a job down in Pennsylvania, so I haven't been here personally to oversee the finishing stages. So I'd just like to thank them. Dr. Anita Kasha, our Vice President. Mary LeBranch, our Secretary Treasurer. I hope I don't miss anybody. Mr. Walter Smith. Mrs. Virginia Russo. Mrs. Pamela Ortiz. Mrs. Margaret Carfalo. Mr. Rich Knoll. Mr. Rob Novak. Reverend Barbara Libby. Mr. Jack Walsh behind the camera. I didn't forget anyone, did I? It's everyone? Oh, it's already okay. On behalf of the entire Lincoln Senior Housing Board of Directors, once again, I welcome you to take a tour of the building and see our residents' new homes. I'd like to thank our residents for making our building a home, and I hope you enjoy it for the next 100 years. Thank you.
The rooms that you can view, 202 is not occupied right now. Residents in 204 is opening her apartment, and resident in 308 is opening her apartment for tours to show off the breakfast. Oh, you have directions. And we have something for the very important we had during this whole operation. This is a plaque to David Flew in recognition of your dedicated leadership in the creation of Hallock's Landing, October 15th. And we also had a special member who guided us through. Dave Berto, can you please come up, please? For your professional guidance during our Hallock's Landing project. This is for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we can enjoy.
We have plenty of refreshments and enjoy.